Welcome. This video is part 4 of order operation. So again, this is an order operation problem. Brainstorm how do you solve this order operation problem. So we need to highlight the addition and subtraction operators separate the terms. So let me highlight this addition and subtraction. Anything else? I do not see any. So we see two problems. So the first one is 5 minus 11. Let's see if we can do it ahead. If I have 5 and I go back 11 spaces, or I have $5 and I spent $11, what would I have? -6. To show that method using picture-wise, if I have 5 positives, how can I take away 11 from that? I cannot. So I have to draw 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have to draw 11 0 pairs. So I take away these 11 positives. So I see a 5 and a -11. What do I have more of? More positive, more negative? More negatives by 6. So -6 is the answer. The next one, I have 10 negatives divided by 5 groups. So if I have 10 negatives and divide it into 5 groups, that would be -2. Or another way to do it is 10 divided by 5 is 2, opposite. So what is -6 plus -2? -8. 6 negatives plus 2 more negatives. Let's draw it. 6 negatives plus 2 negatives is -8. Oh, so it's right there. Awesome. So let's practice these things. What do you remember about multiplying and dividing fractions and decimals? So let's see if you remember this. How would you write 10? This means multiplying. How do you write 10 as a fraction? 10 over 1. So this would be multiply the numerator. So it's 40. 1 times 5 is 5. So what whole number is this equal to? 8. How do you divide fraction? Do you remember? How do you write 6 as a fraction form? 6 over 1. So it's called you multiply by its reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of 2/3? 3/2. So it's 18 over 2, or 9. Now, what about dividing? 24 hundredths divided by 600. Do you like working with decimals, or would you rather work with whole number? What whole number can this be? If I move the decimal place 2 places over, it'd be a 6 because I'm multiplying by the hundredths place. If I move this 2 decimal places, I multiply by a hundredths place, so it becomes 24. So 24 divided by 6 is 4. And what is 8 times 2.5? 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4 is 20. How many numbers behind the decimal point? 1, so it's 20. So we have 8, 9, 4, and 20. If you remember how to do this, then you are going to practice now these type of questions. So let's highlight any operators. I see an operator right here. Anything else? No, I do not. So let's solve this. Whoops. Let's solve this now. So let's solve this now. So on the left side, I see 20 divided by 4/5. So how would you write this as a fraction? 20 over 1. You multiply, what's the reciprocal of 4/5? 5, 4. So it'd be 100 over 4. What's 100? How many groups of 4 go into 100? 100 divided by 4, 25. And this one is 3.2, or 3 and 2/10 divided by 8/10. Do you like working with decimal point? I don't. I'd rather work with whole number. How can I turn this to a whole number of 8? I move the decimal 1 place because I'm multiplying by 10. What about this one? Well, multiply by 10, I need to use the same place value. So it's 32 divided by 8 is 4. So 25 plus 4 is 29. And then what? The prime factorization of 150 is 2 times 3 times what? What prime numbers make 150? Well, first of all, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times what is 150? How many groups of 6's go into 150? 6 goes in 15 2 times. 6 goes in 30 5 times. So something to the power of 2 equals 25. Do you know how to break down 25 down into two prime numbers? What about 5 times 5? Oh, so it's 6. So b is 5 squared. Another way I could have done it is I could have broken down 150 using a factor tree. 150 could be broken down as 15 times 10. Are these prime? Nope. 15 could be broken down as 5 times 3. Which one are prime? Both of them, so I circle both. 10 could be broken down as 5 times 2. Which one are prime? Both of them. So I see a 2, a 3, and 5 to the power of 2. That's why 5 is the missing number. So what you're going to be doing today is you're going to be matching some domino pieces. You're going to be solving a order operation millionaire game, and then we may have time to even do Jeopardy. In this order operation game, it looks like this. So very loud. Let's play this. So in here, which operation is the operator? Subtraction. So the left term is 10. The right term is 3 times 2 is 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4. I submit my final answer. Yay! So do I see any operators here? No. So 48 divided by, and what is this going to be? How would you write this as repeated multiplication? 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So 48 divided by 8 is 6. This is the operator right here. So the left term is 100 divided by 5 to the power 2. What is 5 times 5 as repeated multiplication? 25. So 100 divided by 25 is 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. And you will keep on solving this until you solve the whole thing. And that is our study for today.